Hello, KOREAZ viewers. I'm Hae-sung Lee. The advance of AI is bringing great changes to our lives. In the military domain, AI is the focus of increasing attention as a game changer in future battlefields. Today at KOREAZ Focus, we'll take a deeper look at how AI is being integrated in the military and what factors we should take into consideration in order to ensure responsible AI in the military domain. We have two special guests here with us today. Welcome!
Thank you. I'm Kyung-ho Song. I'm a researcher at BK21 program of Yonsei University and Yonsei Institute for North Korean Studies.
And my name is Jin Park. I'm the Director of Disarmament and Non-Proliferation Division at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Republic of Korea. My division is in charge of global discussions on disarmament and non-proliferations in nuclear, biological, chemical, and conventional weapons.
Welcome. So, how was my opening? Was it okay?
Absolutely on spot.
Today's opening was actually written by AI, ChatGPT. With artificial intelligence, what seemed impossible is now becoming a reality. Then, how is AI impacting the military sector? Before we get on with today's segment, let's watch a short video related to today's topic. It is actually a robot. This video serves as both a reminder and a warning of how far technology has come and what it can do. Dr. Song, AI is now becoming a leading core technology in the military domain. So how is it being used for the military operations?
Yeah, as you know, AI is changing our daily life in every aspect. So likewise, in military operation or some works related to military operation, we're going to hugely affected by AI technology. So surveillance, reconnaissance, or weaponeering, targeting, or attacking itself, and logistics already changed and keep changing.
Recently, I saw an article about robot police dogs and how they took bullets for people and contributed to the arrest of a criminal without any casualties. It seems that AI integrated military software can also provide various benefits on the battlefield. So what are some of the benefits of the AI technology?
Human beings can face serious danger during any kind of military conflict and military operation. And if we have highly developed AI weapons, that weapon can accurately and very fastly neutralize enemy with a non-lethal way. So those non-lethal means can help to save lives both of sides, our side and enemy side. Implementing AI in military field, we're gonna be a very humane way.
Humane way.
Civilize the military conflict.
So what are some potential dangers that may arise?
First is that the technology itself is not mature yet. It's brittle. There's also the unintended consequences that can rise from data bias or algorithmic bias. And then there's this misuse or abuse of technology that we need to think about. Of course, these problems also rise in the civil domain. But the reason why the military domain is more sensitive is because the people's lives are at risk. Let's say facial recognition, that's not a big problem. But if it's a weapon, if I am trying to operate a weapon, and if the weapon recognizes people differently, if the accuracy rate differs from people to people, from race to race,
It could be fatal. Another fear is murderous AI-controlled robots breaking free of our control and driving us to the point of extinction, as in the movies Terminator or Creator. So, Dr. Song, could this really happen?
Terminator is doing everything by himself. Targeting, sensing, making surveillance, and attacking. Even he decide the purpose or sub goals of his mission. But in real world, AI we're gonna have a very specific purpose area. So when we're talking about those automated weapons in military operation, that's not just pointing out certain kind of AI, but the chain of AIs or AI system. In my opinion, more dangerous thing we have to worry about is not Terminator.
Then what?
But small AIs have a very specific objectives, but they're gonna functioning to achieve those objectives, but doing something wrong, like unintended consequence. It is unclear that who's gonna take responsibility.
So the question might be, who are going to take responsibility for the possible consequences?
If I may add to that,
Sure.
I think there is a principle that human remains responsible for everything that happens because machines cannot take any responsibility or the accountability. So I think that's one of the important questions that international society has to tackle, like how to ensure that humans remain responsible.
As we can see through the automated automobiles like Tesla. So what if Tesla, the full supportive drive function is not working well?
Is it like the manufacturer? Is it the driver?
Or
Or
software, software engineer.
Or the
who's-
CEO should take responsibility?
Yeah, that's a very hard question.
I suddenly realized that maybe the computer models we have now are actually better than the brain. Then maybe, quite soon, they'll be better than us.
Geoffrey Hinton, known as the Godfather of AI, alerted the world to the dangers caused by the development of AI as it quit Google last year.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
And Elon Musk, co-founder of OpenAI, cautioned that even benign dependency on AI can be dangerous to civilization. So can you explain about the relationship between AI weapons and world peace?
AI was not military operation or military use was not the main feature of AI. AI just can be implemented all around every aspect of our life, and military purpose is part of it. But emergence of or existence of this new highly developed technology itself can harm the potential to harm world peace. This is typical situation of prisoner's dilemma.
Prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah, we know that AI is very dangerous, like nuclear weapon, and we need to make some consensus, try to find some common ground to regulate it. But still, if I betray, I can get more chances or opportunities to overcome the opponents. So this kind of prisoner's dilemma situation gives difficulties to build a consensus. This is also related to arms race, basically.
The international community has been pursuing more active diplomatic efforts to establish AI governance. So what discussions have been made so far?
In civil domain, there has been multiple concurrent discussions going in multilateral fora, including the UN, OECD, G7. And at the leaders level, there has been the AI Safety Summit that was started in Bletchley Park last year by the UK. Of course, RK was happy to host the second iteration of the summit in May in Seoul. But turning to the military side, the discussions have been more focused on lethal autonomous weapons, mainly in the context of CCW, we call convention that prohibits weapons that cannot be used in compliance with international humanitarian law. But it wasn't like a dedicated discussion on AI. It was only quite recently that people started to look at AI and its impact in the military domain. And I guess like the ChatGPT that you've been mentioning also brought this artificial intelligence fundamentally to the people's attention.
Director Park, is it true that Korea will host a high-level meeting on the use of AI in the military domain in September?
Yes, it's called REAIM. People don't really understand how to pronounce it. It's an abbreviation from Responsible AI in the Military Domain. It sort of gives you an impression that you're re-aiming for the right path forward for the humanity. The Netherlands started these discussions last year in The Hague They were the first launcher of this important summit. Korea was happy to co-host the summit in 2023, and we are going to host the next second summit here in Seoul this September.
Is there any differentiated features of REAIM?
The REAIM Summit, the merit of it is that it looks beyond weapon. It looks into the wide application of AI in the military domain. For instance, like how AI can be used in reconnaissance, or how AI can be used to support military operation, or how AI can be used to support the decision making.
I think the cooperation between the government sector and industrial sector would be necessary.
Yes, from the international organizations, we are inviting the UN representatives or the UN Disarmament Research Center, ICRC, and then there will be the ministers of nations, like defense minister, foreign ministers, together coming to Seoul. I think the important part here is that it's a collaboration between Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who's in charge of international discussions on norm building, and then the Ministry of Defense, who's in charge of applying this technology in the field.
I saw 57 countries endorse the outcome document, call to action, during the REAIM Summit last year, and there are high hopes for this REAIM Summit as well. So, Director Park, what are some anticipated achievements?
Focus was really asking people to act. That's why the outcome document was call to action. The second REAIM Summit hopes to build on to that request and then really flesh out then what do we need to do. We hope to sort of reflect the converging view on what needs to be done and then provide some blueprint for future actions.
There's no doubt that AI is opening up a new chapter in human history. Today here at Focus Talk, we've talked about the responsible use of AI in the military domain. We'll wrap up with final remarks from our guests.
As a researcher, I'm worrying about the future, but people like Director Park, we're gonna make actual change, and I believe that her effort can stop dystopian development of AI technology.
Thank you.
My finger crossed for you.
This REAIM has been a long process, and I am very confident that the summit will provide a valuable opportunity to really dig into this important topic and share what they imagine the future will be in next 100 years or so. I hope many people can come to this REAIM Summit, which will be held in Seoul this September from 9 to 10 in Lotte and Joseon Hotel.
Thank you, Dr. Song and Director Park, for giving your valuable time. We'll see you all at the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.